coronavirus pandemic has had a significant and unprecedented impact on Singapore's economy. The circuit breaker, implemented on 7th April, saw the shutdown of all non-essential services in Singapore. It has single-handedly brought our travel, entertainment, retail and hospitality industries to a grinding halt and is expected to cost about 10 billion Singapore dollars or 2% of Singapore's economy. Between January and March this year, about 19,000 businesses have already ceased operations, and many of which are our small and medium enterprises or SMEs. Because unlike the larger corporations, many of these smaller businesses simply do not have the cash reserves to sustain themselves during these tough times. In this series, we speak with local SME business owners to get an insider look as to how COVID-19 has impacted their businesses. We also speak with investors to find out how this crisis has affected their investment decisions. Thanks for tuning in to Bridge the Gap by SeedIn. We are delighted to have Mr. Desmond Aw, business owner of Dreamland Productions, with us today.
Hi.
Thanks for joining us today, Mr. Aw. Let's start by telling our listeners a little bit about yourself and what Dreamland Productions does.
I've been operating this company for almost 30 years. So far, if we can operate for about 30 years, that means that we got our confidence on doing it. Our main business nature is to provide event service for some local company and some foreigner as well. Then we did selling a lot of merchandise from all various artists from Hong Kong, Taiwan and Korea. And we do have the copyright publishing for those karaoke, some big events, they like wedding show, they want the song, they must clear the copyright from us. So this is our three main activity from my company.
I see. So from what you've just shared, we understand that you are in the events industry. Could you share with us how the circuit breaker has affected your business over the last month or so?
This year, the early January start onwards, COVID-19, I think it's really killed a lot of our local companies here, especially we are in the entertainment circle. All our event has been cancelled. And up to now, we can't see the actual day that when will be the day that the government will let us to help the concert back again. Because they not allowed the activity got more than 250 people attending. So that is really a hard time for us. Then all the money we have been invest on that, we can't get back from the organizer. We also can't get back from the other party. They also, since that there is a contract basis, so we're facing a lot of losses on that. Then recently, from the 7th of April onwards, we can't sell our merchandise because that is not an essential itinerary and all our service has been cut off. So in fact, we are facing quite a lot of problems that we have no income coming in.
Since the virus has brought your business to a complete stop, what strategies are you applying to manage your cash flow during this period?
I try to maintain the minimum wage worker now. Last time I had 5, now I can only cut to have 1 only because they have nothing much to do. I no point to ask them to come to my company, so I just ask them to take no pay leave. I also can't even pay them their salary or wages. Because it's totally nothing. Even they come here, also they have nothing much to do because the shop cannot open. My event all has been cancelled, so we're only waiting for the government to let us to reoperate the whole thing. So we have nothing much to do on that.
Have you been able to reach out to external parties for help to solve your business's cash flow needs?
Recently, I got tried to apply some bridging loan because government had launched a 5 million bridging loan from those SME customers. So I have applied for 4 banks, but I think due to this particular moment, a lot of banks, they let off workers as well because a lot of them, they work at home and a lot of branches, they didn't open. I did talk to the banker. They said it will take quite some time. So the whole thing will be drag. So until now, I still haven't heard any news from them yet.
As a smaller contractor, do you face any difficulties when it comes to collection of payments?
Of course, because the main con, I think their losses even bigger than us. because they're also facing a lot of the refund back of the ticket sales, all this kind of thing. Even for us, we are a very small scale, but we did selling tickets for those some events. This particular moment, we already refund back almost about 160,000 back to the customer already. Yeah, I'm all using my own money. My company totally do not have fund to let me, so I try to using all my savings to pay back the customer first. Yeah.
I understand that these are really tough times, and there are still many unknowns to this outbreak. How long do you think that this will last for? And what's next for you and Dreamland Productions?
I also feel quite a bit disappointed and a bit miserable at the present moment for my part of it, because I told you I have already doing this business for almost 30 years. This is the first time in my life that I'm facing a lot of losses, totally unpredictable. So it's really a hard time for us. So I can only what Chinese say that 走一步看一步. I think that is the only way that I can do at the present moment.
Mr. Aw, at SeedIn, we are committed to supporting our good local SMEs. And you can be assured that we will be taking these steps together with you. Because as Singaporeans, we should all do our part to help one another, and that includes lending a helping hand to many of our homegrown SMEs, brands that make us Singaporeans proud of our little red dot. One final question before we go. Do you have anything you'd like to say to our listeners as well as our community of investors at SeedIn?
This is a very hard time. I hope everybody will understand our SME problem and maybe try to help us. I think we need understanding also. I think that is the most important thing.
Thank you so much for your time, Mr. Aw.
Thank you.
Our SMEs truly need our support during this challenging period, and there is no better time than now for us to come together as one community, to rally around our good local SMEs so we can all patronize them when it's safe to be back out in the world again. Thank you for tuning in to the first episode of Bridge the Gap. We hope you have gained a deeper understanding as to what our local businesses are going through amidst this pandemic. After hearing stories like this, I can't help but to feel special for being part of SeedIn and its community. Because as a crowdfunding platform, normal people like you and I have the power to decide immediately which SMEs we would like to help fund. Before we go, we'd like to invite you to take part in the poll on our website, and we look forward to seeing you on the next episode of Bridge the Gap. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay indoors.